Welcome to YYC Business Speed Dating with Magic Mike. Book your free business video spotlight at YYCBusinessSpeedDating.com.
Welcome to Season 2, Episode 12 of Business Speed Dating with MagicMike.com. Today's guest is Tracy Cornett, a registered mobile massage therapist. You can book her services on synergywellness.ca. Hi, my name is Mike Duffy, author of Brand Sharks, Unstoppable Strategies for Business Leaders. I'm also producer of MupoEntertainment.com's technology show, Don't Get Hacked. Call me for help. And we also have a print magazine for Mupo Entertainment featuring all of our content creators. And I'm also the founder of Calgary cybersecurity startup company, DontGetHacked.ca, where we take care of your Mac and Windows computers and make sure you get a backup strategy in case of flood, fire, theft, user error, and hackers. We make sure you're able to put your business back together within 24 to 48 hours of any type of disaster happening. Welcome to YYC Business Speed Dating with Magic Mike. That's me. My guest today on Business Speed Dating is Tracy Cornett. Tracy, welcome to the show. Please explain what you do in your business.
Thanks for having me, Mike. Magic Mike, that's quite a mouthful.
Yeah.
On that note, I'm the owner of Synergy Wellness, and what we are that sets us apart is we are a mobile massage company. I have a background in home care nursing for over 20 years, and we presently go to your homes to do massages, bring our table to your home for the convenience of our clients. Additionally, we also do chair massages into your businesses, and this is over top of clothes. And we're very excited. Over COVID, we have launched a product line, Synergy Essentials, where we have natural and often organic products such as shower steamers, handmade soaps, Epsom salts, and stuff like that will enhance your everyday.
Okay, perfect, Tracy. Tracy, who's your ideal client type? Like, I know you're doing mobile massage, so is that like your favorite part, or is that like who are you exactly looking for?
Well, in my home care background, I've seen people who don't take care of themselves. Often, Western society is very reactive than proactive. And I'm definitely the pot calling the kettle black, as they say. Our goal is to get people to utilize the benefits they have first and foremost, because you're already paying out of pocket for these expenses. Why wouldn't you utilize them? So this back pain, and I'm sure everybody sits up straight like they should be, but this happens over periods and periods of time. So it's not going to be an overnight fix or an overnight problem that's happened. It's over a period of time. So if you're proactive in taking care of your benefits, utilizing your chiro, massage, and physio, use those benefits because they don't roll over. So most people have, we'll say $500 a year to use. And they don't use them over, they don't roll over. So you're paying for $500 that you're not using. And then you may have that tennis elbow or that golf, and you're just like going, man, it's really bugging me, and just progresses and progresses. I try to educate people with their kids because their kids have the exact same benefits as they do. And I know my kids are not delicate kids in bubbles. They play lacrosse, they go rollerblading, they fall, they trip, they hike. And just keep them mindful of their well-being is really important. Additionally, for stress relief is really important after the pandemic. And people are just still releasing that stress and emotional stress. So to answer your questions, everybody,
but you definitely want people to utilize their benefits that they're getting.
And not keep it out of pocket as possible, right? So what we do with our clients is we say, okay, even though you need a massage every day, I'm sure, absolutely. We look at their benefits, what they have, and we figure out a system in which they can utilize them because there's so many different plans and so many allowances that we try to work with families to maximize it.
And how receptive are people to you bringing the massage chair to them in their home?
Well, it's Synergy Wellness. It's not called Naughty Massage, so it's pretty clear that we're pretty, straight lane massage therapy because, hey, I have a sense of humor. Who doesn't? So once they realize they meet us, right, we're pretty above board. We're professional. I've never had any. Well, I've had one or two, but it's pretty easily. You kind of set the line right there who you are. So I've never had a problem. Yeah.
Okay. No, I just wasn't sure if people enjoy actually going out of their way to a massage therapy. Like I know traditionally before COVID, we were just looking for massage therapists, and it's like, okay, there's usually a good one or two in a little town or Airdrie or the city. And then it was scheduling and literally the stress of going there, being on time, finding parking, and then, waiting for your appointment versus I've had you come to my home, and I've had other massage therapists in the past that were mobile when I lived in the city, and they, so I was like, I always enjoyed people coming, to my place and setting up their stuff and doing it because I try to, if that's a service you offer, I like using that service. So,
well, we started way before the pandemic. So
Yeah.
I actually started and I book a month in advance. And this goes back to, I would say, 7 years. But my oldest son played hockey, as did my older daughter. So they are presently 29 and 25 now. And I worked around their hockey schedule. So basically, I could sit in a clinic all day and wait for clients, which was not the best use of my time as a mother of 2 active children. And I would basically book my massages and their areas in which I massage around their hockey schedule. So if they had a practice up at Aaron Woods, I'd get my clients on that area and massage them because, as a hockey parent, you got to be there like an hour beforehand and just working on it that way. So that's how it came about.
Maximizing your time. That's exactly.
Yeah, because, one was a goalie. So for anybody out there who has kids that are goalies, it's definitely equivalent to bail money, but, it's more legal this way. And that's how it got started. So basically, I don't know about you, but if I get a massage, I don't think I should be driving because I got like massage brain, right?
Oh, and that was always my biggest problem going to acupuncturist because it's obviously acupuncture, and you wake up in a haze and you're like, now I gotta drive across the city in a haze to go to the next thing, right? And I was like, okay, there's got to be, and I was like, hey, perfect. I've met Tracy. This is gonna be great because, of course, as you know, like, I got a hot tub. My wife's the yoga instructor. We're always doing self-care, but there's always certain things where you're just like, something's pulled on. I don't know if it's from driving all day. I find my back feels different depending on which vehicle I'm in. So of course I like my new truck, heated seats and all that stuff, but it gives me a bit different back pain compared to the other vehicle, right? So I'm like, okay, I got to sit in the hot tub, sit in the massage chair, and then still have massage therapy because,
Well, and then now too, the gas prices save me a heck of a lot of money. But mostly it's scheduling. If you have multiple people trying to get it, so you're trying to organize around, your son's lacrosse game, your daughter's ballet, someone's cheer class. Having everybody in one spot, they just come and go, and it's done. Which is pretty easy, yeah. And we really focus on functional stuff too. So, because I have that background in kinesiology and home care, when you mentioned your cars, that's a prime example. You have the low slung seats. I can, we can discuss, things nuances that come up that.
I know, because that Volkswagen, like, I love driving it, but it's so, like, it's just so, I'm not the shortest person either. So it's just always an effort. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good not driving it anymore.
Well, and even to people who are not comfortable with people coming to their houses, I do still, if they want me to wear a mask, it's not a big deal. Even during COVID, when people are just getting people into their houses again, I did a massage and like basically like the hazmat, like the nurse.
I had a few clients wearing those when I walked into their homes, but it's like, okay, I'm here to fix your stuff. So I'm gonna fix your stuff, and I
wear a mask. I've massaged people outside, obviously over top of clothes, but whatever the comfort level is, really people have just such a different experiences that I've dealt with victims of domestic abuse, and I will massage them over top of clothes. So whatever your comfort level is what we can.
No, I've all mine have been straight, normal massage. Except every masseuse is a little bit different. So when they're like completely, when you're in Caribbean country out in one of those resorts.
Yeah, fortunately, I can't come with sand.
Yeah, no, it was just one of those things where it was like completely naked, and you're just like, okay, it did completely different environment because usually I've gone to massage studios or whatever, right? It's like, this is an interesting situation, and then you're just completely conked out because it's so warm, so humid. You're on vacation on a cruise ship, which really isn't a vacation because you're active and doing stuff all the time. So it was like, that was the greatest massage because I fell asleep for hours and the parrot was waking me up.
Well, people often do like they say when they get a massage in the evening, they just have like
I'll snore. It's like doing yoga classes. My wife knows that. I'll like, you don't invite this guy to the yoga class because I will fall asleep because I'm so relaxed. you get yourself to be relaxed, and that's what happens. So, Tracy, what's your favorite part of your job?
I like to help people, like if they're injured, I like to see the progression. Definitely people going through a tough time. It's really rewarding to see people's spirits rise and just have that good feedback that they're feeling better, they're able to move. They can bend down and play with their grandchild, or else, if they're training for a marathon, for example, they've done their personal best because they've kept up their cross training and their self care to reach their goals. So whatever goals they want to reach is really rewarding. And as that in your intake form, we say, any goals to help us. Because if we know you're training for a marathon, obviously your massage treatments will be different than relaxation.
Yeah.
Right. So that's probably the best reward. And just, you see people down the road. I think my longest client has been about 15 years.
Wow.
I've had them for about 15 years. And it's kind of funny. I really laugh when I come to families and the kid opens the door and it's like, I won the draw. I get to go first. Right. So they're running to the massager. It's like, oh, come in. Okay, I won. And, it's really quite funny. Listen to the musics of choice that they want. So I've massaged to Hannah Montana all the way up to AC/DC. Some of the kids pick their own music and they just rock into it.
Usually I'm just used to nature sounds or whatever the masseuse puts
on.
No.
The kids have it. It's some interesting choices.
Okay. So what you're talking about massages for children, like at what age is that
from a
acceptable?
Baby.
Oh, really? Okay.
Well, even with chiropractic care, right? You recommend getting them early. So kids are going through colic, I know to show parents how to massage, but just a human touch, right? When you first have a baby, they want, skin on skin, right?
Yeah. Okay.
But my youngest client right now is now 6 months old, and my oldest client is 96.
Okay.
So the client I have that's in the middle there, she's about 80. I see her on a weekly basis to help her. She's in a fitness program to basically be able to get up if she falls. So your goals are different at different ages, obviously. So the goal is for keep her limber. So if she falls, which she has done, she's able to get back up.
Okay. So really, you're open to any age of massage, really, because it's really for everybody's got different requirements for it.
And that's what sets it apart, is that I have that skill set that ranges that far.
Yeah.
And there's skills I never thought I'd have, but I do.
Well, I knew a little bit of your background since, I've been helping you with your computer and stuff like that. But I was like, when I had met that other person in the interview and she's like, I need somebody. And I'm like, oh, well, I can give you names. I don't know if you're going to get along, but I can, Well,
it's like a hairdresser, right?
Yeah.
People can try you, and then everybody's got personal preferences.
Exactly. Right. So, because a lot of people ask me, I'm like, who does mobile massage? I'm like, well, I know this person, and then but really, you're gonna have to contact that masseuse and actually, figure out if you guys get along, because, Well, I have people call me, and I know some end users I'm just not gonna get along with, right? So generally, my ideal client type is female business owners, usually with with employees. And then I just know that certain people, I'm like, okay, I'll give you some steps and then try it yourself. And then here's a couple others.
Thank you for watching season 2, episode 10 of Business Speed Dating with MagicMike.com. Today's guest was Cindy Badman. Contact GenesisOrganizing.ca for all your professional organizing.
Oh, I know. I've just said, but we've met, and we seem like we get along. And not every person you meet in a networking situation do you get along with.
No, and that being said, I do have contact with other massage therapists, which is like, yes, we talk to other massage therapists.
Oh yeah. Well, I talk to I run into IT guys all the time. They're like, oh my God, I was invited to something last night. I'm like, sure, I'll show up. Yeah. And my wife's like, where are you? I'm like, 3 hours. There's 12 people that showed up to this networking group. I talked to them 3 hours.
Absolutely.
Right. They're like, where have you been? I'm like, I've been around a long time, but I've never met these people. Actually, I kind of knew them off Facebook, because those Facebook connections. You've seen their face before, but you've never really chatted with them in person. And they're like, wow, why didn't we actually talk? I'm like, well, because sometimes you get put off based on comments on Facebook or people's posts or people, you know.
And that's
That's why you can't read
hard.
too much into it.
There's no tone to the
Exactly,
comments,
right?
Which
So
gets lost in translation.
that's why I was like, I'm just, I had 3 no-shows, so I'm gonna just go on Facebook and tell you all that I'm lonely because I'm sitting here waiting for you to show up and you didn't show up.
Yeah, to be clear, I was 10 minutes early.
Yeah,
so.
no, Tracy was good.
With the traffic. So
Tracy knows the key to success is showing up. So we've been chatting about this for a while, and
give us a window because we can't control the traffic.
No, exactly.
And the end goal for a synergy is to get a helicopter so I can just zoom much faster.
Yes. So right now, what's your service area? Because I know you're doing mobile. So is it all like Calgary area? I know you come out to my place and I'm north of the city. So
yes. So our area is basically anywhere I travel. So we do, which yes, is across Canada, but for purposes of this, it's basically Cochrane, that kind of area, all the way down to like Okotoks, as far as Gleason and Airdrie, Crossfield area. What I try to do is because I try to cluster book them. So if I'm saying, hey, I'm in Airdrie area, Bicycle Area Canada, that's kind of in the same niche area. So I kind of quadrantize it. So, hey, I'm in the southeast, but then, you have to be careful because some southwest, like west side, is right closer to Tuscany than it is to the rest of southwest.
Yeah.
Right? So,
I know we're since we're both mobile warriors with our business, or it's the same thing. I'm like, okay, well, there's a whole bunch in the southwest. Let's call up the other people and just see.
Yeah, and people are usually receptive to that. Say, hey, I'm in this area in 2 weeks. You want a massage?
Yeah.
And if I travel, so like Waterton area, I actually have clients down in down south there. If I'm going up towards Didsbury, I might have some people there. Hey, I'm coming up.
Perfect.
Hey, up in Edmonton, Red Deer. Yeah.
That was the whole thing of this podcast is spotlighting local businesses to say, hey, these services are available. They're in your neck of the woods, and these people have been in business. They're passionate about their business and they've been in business for a long time. So if you're looking for somebody new, here we go. Exactly, right. Yeah. So how long have you been in the massage game?
So trying to do that math on that. So my daughter was in grade 3. She's currently 20, just turned 26. So I've been massaging since then.
Okay.
So a couple years. But massage isn't really full time because otherwise the typical span of a full-time massage therapist is like 5 years because it's just hard in your hands.
I was going to say that because I'm like, my wife complains all the time. I'm like, you did not marry a massage therapist. I'll hook you up with one. I'll pay for it. I'm just like, this. I just noticed that's why I don't do a lot of outside work. Like I'll do my own renos at home, but I just noticed that I'm not somebody who's going to be doing physical labor as a career because I did that in university and or high school or university. I'm like, I just can't do 8 hours of work a day with the hands. But tech stuff. It's all technique. It's all brain stuff. It's like, how do you fix this problem? Well, I don't even really type that much.
Oh yeah. Well, as I said, it's great. Like I said, my training was, it was, when Nathan was in grade 6. So.
Okay. So you've been doing it. So, okay.
A little while.
Okay.
A little while. And of course, every year you have to do upgrade training, right? So I'm running out of things. So I'm just redoing my cupping.
I've done that before.
Yeah. And
I think when I was doing physiotherapy, I was hit years ago. I was crossing crosswalk, I hit by a car and got thrown up in the air, landed on the hood of the car. And then that was like 7 months of physiotherapy at Panther Sports Medicine at Marlborough Mall. And that was like, I couldn't even walk straight after that. So cupping and then all the other torture methods that they could do to me, they did. And I'm like, I'm just.
It works. So
bruises. Well, they said you have to retrain after trauma like that. You have to retrain your muscles.
Absolutely.
So strength training, and they're like, oh, well, until you can do this, this, and this, and this. Like, well, of course, insurance companies paying for it all, but you have to come here every single day. I was like, okay, wow, go to university in the morning and then go to physiotherapy every single day,
which is super important because you have to regain that memory for sure.
Yeah.
So like I said, we do hot stone. If I'm in an area for 2 or 3 hours, we do like spa parties sometimes.
Yeah.
But just getting people back into the scheduling, trying to get them, scheduled in advance to get momentum going, because inevitably we'll get a phone call in December. Oh my God, didn't know I have like $500 massage to use by the end of December, and they get massage like every week. And then January comes, it's like, what do you mean? Like, I see you in 6 weeks. It's like, well, we try to spread them out over the course.
Well, yeah, and of course you want them to get the max benefit, right? Because things are going to happen in their life, like they're gardening or moving heavy. Like it's just, if you do it all in one shot and then you go do a whole bunch of extra activity and hurt yourself, well, you're still going to need it, right?
Yeah,
So
and that's what I try to do. Is just more educate portion of it, and then there's so many different plans and so many supplemental things. So yeah, we have you should just do like a therapeutic relaxation combo. Yes, we can go deep. We have just redoing my cupping, natural facelift massage. I have a little bit of reflexology, but it's kind of like a fusion of sorts.
Okay. So how much are your workflows electronic versus paperwork?
Well, I should be doing more electronic, but in
Okay.
all honesty, I'm still very much
I know.
paper and pen, right?
I've met you. I know.
Yeah, I have a day timer still. I know
Yeah.
this is in the calendar. Technology is great, I'm sure. However, I'm not transitioning as fast as I should do. So as you know, you get these phone calls, get this to work, but we are trying to work on the booking system. And that just requires me putting it into the computer when we're available. And yeah, I'm very tactile, hence my job as a massage therapist. Right?
Exactly.
I need to touch and feel and see. So I do have 2 calendars in my house plus my day timer, and then we're trying to desperately transition to a calendar because my husband has his calendar on online. He goes, I don't know what you're doing. I'm like, I know. You look at the calendar. Put the damn calendar right online. I'm like, so
my wife's day timer, everything's paper. I'm kind of hybrid because I'm like, yeah, technology is great. But then when you forget your phone at home, you still have to do it old school. Today's old school. I've got no Google Maps. I've got no texting. I can't even make a call. I had to get on the computer and send Facebook messages. My wife emailed me. She's like, your phone's here. And I'm like, I know. I was just about to email you, but I know internet, right? So
yes,
I was like, yay, I can make it throughout the day without the phone and without the digital calendar.
yeah.
So
No, I think to make it easier to flow better is that we're in the process of doing the forms online. But to be careful of the intellectual property too, right? So it's trying to figure out how much to give out.
We can
Yeah.
because I deal with a couple doctors' offices and I fully digitalized their intake forms.
Yeah.
So now it's all and their intake forms are emailed out beforehand,
Which is easier for sure.
And then DocuSign, everything's signature, and then they're booking online now. So like that was fun learning because a lot of businesses that went from paper to electronic, they still deal with paper, but the client-facing parts of the business is all electronic, which has helped. It just usually ends up working better now because people are used to getting a text message confirming their appointment or clicking on a link. People do everything on their phone.
That's
no matter if you like technology or not, everybody's doing everything on their phone. So I'm like, okay. When it comes to my end users, I'm like, can we help your business by, even if you want it to be, we'll make it as simple as possible for you. But then the end user, unfortunately, everything's on the damn phone. Like, I don't even know a lot of people doing stuff on their computer anymore. Phone, tablet, they do everything like that. And they're like, oh, I need to plan out my social media. That's when they're using a computer or whatever. That's why it's like everybody's business processes are different. And now they're changing because stuff is different 2 years ago, well, before COVID and now afterwards, right? And it's like, okay, well, you reach out to each of your clients differently too, because I know some of mine are only email, some are only phone calls, some are only text message, and some are only Facebook message where they do not respond any other way. I was like,
yeah, it's a bit challenging, but it's good because, like you said, social media, right? I have not asked for Google reviews, right? I mean,
well, this is my problem is that I've got a brand new business, and we had both DontGetHacked.ca and CanadaComputerHelp.ca on Google Maps. And then they got both delisted in October. And then I saw my call volume shoot down because we're usually 500 to 1,000 views of the website per month. It does not mean bookings. That's just how many people have gone to the website, right? And that just nosedived. And then I'm like, October, November, December, nobody called. I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. And then I'm like, yes, Google Maps is great. You want to be able to be discovered. Google reviews are good. But then, of course, there's maintenance. Everything, as you know, for adults, no matter car, home appliance, whatever, there's always maintenance. And sometimes you agree to buy something and they start using it. You're like, maintenance is way too much. And it's like, you have to retrain your brain on this new form. And you're like, well, is it going to be long-term? Or is it going to be something I'm going to change my discipline and habits and learn how to use this? And are you going to use it longer than 6 months or a year or 2 or 3 years? Right. So I know, because I had all these Google reviews and then they got wiped out when I got delisted off Google Maps. And I was like, now I'm begging people to do Google reviews. And now people are like, well, I don't even have a Gmail account. I can't do a Google review without a Gmail account. So you're like,
Oh, really?
yes. So I've been asking customers to do Google reviews, sending them the links. Like, well, I don't have a Gmail. And I'm like, I forgot you had to have a Gmail to leave a Google review.
Really?
That's why there's other platforms like Trustpilot. There's other review platforms where you don't need an account. So that in 2019, I was doing video. I was recording video testimonials. So I've got video testimonials on my website, but then I know, like, I got to have at least like 5. Should have at least 10 on Google. I probably got like 5 or 6 right now, because I don't get hacked. It's not come back up. But I was like, I'm not even going to worry about it. I'm just going to use this brand for the digital production stuff. And then I'm in, at the end of the day, I'm putting my phone number in your contacts. Exactly. And then when you need tech help, you contact me, right? Perfect. And then that way we don't have to, okay. So we've got both paperwork and digital, and you're transitioning. Do you ever run into technology issues?
More daily, more hourly, it seems. But I think that's just the user, and I fully engage that. I'm like, definitely probably the user. Just fix this, because running a small business, your just brain is full, and you have to focus on certain things. I'm like, hey, send off the email, next thing, because I don't have the patience, nor the skill set, nor the patience to fix the tech stuff. But unfortunately, it affects everything, right? So that's why I'm still, I still have stuff on paper.
Yeah. No, you use what you're comfortable with, and
I'm sure it's trust issues, but I feel like I'm on the front porch, back in my day, we
all remember the days before the internet, right? And how you used to do stuff. And I'm like, when I started an IT company in 2005, we're still using Yellow Pages back then. Most of our requests were email. People went to the website, filled out a contact desk. People didn't really call, and there was no real social media, right? So it's like, my business is offline, and of course I'm trying to digitize it, but it's like, hence you see a lot of different types of marketing styles, because everybody's the marketing expert. And I'm like, well, really, you just got to be producing video content and regularly posting. And then the offline business are always going to be able to get, word of mouth referrals are always going to be able to reach out to you, as long as your email address works and your phone number works. And then there's all the there's so many new ways to discover businesses that I'm like, you know what, you just got to start and figure it out.
Well, the reason we're a bit hesitant is that I want to do it properly, because I know you have to be consistent. And right now there's so many things that go on in the background. Am I going?
Well, it is.
I just need to be, once I get.
It is, but real, since I've been playing with videos and stuff and social, like, since 2019, and paying digital marketing companies, I'm like, it's like one full-time person for each platform, because I've got like 3 people doing LinkedIn for me right now. It's just too much. But we're now, after like 6 months, starting to see a ton of activity. And I'm like, how much have I spent on it? I don't even want to calculate that, because they just charge me.
Well, and that's it too, right? You have to have.
I'm like, I'm self-funding it, right? Because it's like, I can't do it. I have no interest in going, and I can go upload pictures. I can go upload, but it's like the follow-up. Because you know what? Yes. People message you, and then you got to message them back right away, and then start that rapport. But of course, tonality is different, because when it's text message based, you're like, you don't know what people are like, what their culture's like. Like, there's just so many factors that go into it. So
it's a bit tough too, because massage is still very much a personal thing too. So even though we're trying to get our social media up and running on a consistent basis when I'm ready to, it's still definitely much me, the person, right? Because like you said, you can say, hey, I know a massage therapist, until they meet me.
This is the thing. That lead gen is like, you can have people come in and you have that 5-minute conversation with them, and you're like, here's what you're looking for, and I'm going to put you in. Well, why can't you help me? I'm like, I can help you. I just, you could always tell when there's a little bit of friction there, and they,
And that's why we still need to have like a phone call or conversation. So I have people try to text me, hey, I want this. I'm like, give me a call. because
Yeah.
I need to,
I know. And then the customer's like, call me about this. Call me about this. I'm like, okay. Every time I know I'm calling you, it's like an hour on the phone, and like they're just not going to make a decision about something. So the sales process with them is like, you need a new laptop, and we'll have the same conversation once a month for about 3 years. I'm like, okay, I'm ready for the laptop. I'm like, show me the money. You go buy it yourself. Show me, like, you got to show me the goods, because I'm not like, it's so much time and effort, right? So that's why we're looking for ideal clients. So, but last question is, well, I know that you're not a do-it-yourself when it comes to your own technology. And do you have a go-to person who you trust to help you with your technology?
Yes, I do.
Perfect.
I can't tell you who he is. It's a secret.
Okay. We got to wrap up because I got to go try to sell my car. Do you have any for the audience? Do you have any pro tips, or like when they're looking, like,
get a massage?
Yeah, get a massage. How long has it been since you've had a massage?
Exactly. So be aware, massage studio is not kind of what you want to go into. I know you mentioned that. Masseuse isn't the correct term, just so you know, because some people get their back up against the wall. I'm not a masseuse, I'm a massage therapist. We understand. I know Mike was talking about massage therapists, but people are very,
you just never can go when you're on a vacation and you're looking, you're just like, I just want a massage. And you're just not really sure. You know, I've been to Mexico, I've been to the Caribbean, I've been throughout Europe. Yeah. I've not had any of the questionable ones because, that's not what I'm looking for. But of course, I'm like, every studio's like, when we've gone on trips, we've gone to like yoga studios. I'm like, every yoga studio is different. And some yoga teachers are very touchy-feely, like almost inappropriate touchy-feely. And you're like, my wife's like, this is why I don't run one of these yoga studios, because some people expect that. But there's so many different types of yoga.
So I would say synergy wouldn't be like, I know there's some great therapists who do like the raindrop therapy and stuff like that. That's not where I'm at. So that's where my business is at. So I'm definitely still very much medical, functional, medicine based. So yeah, like, we have, we use coconut oil, we do the therapies. I have a great team of naturopaths and chiros I can refer to, but it's definitely on that base. If you want to go to a spa, then go to a spa. But, we can do the same techniques as a spa.
What length of massage do you normally recommend? Because I know every time my wife wants to book one, she wants like an hour and a half. I'm like, is that really beneficial?
It actually is. Yeah. A lot of people now, even before COVID started, it was asking for 90 minutes.
Okay.
I've done 2.5 hour massages.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. It's because even now, an hour seems really short. Even when I'm getting them myself, I'm like, seriously?
Well, it depends if it's full body versus a targeted area.
It depends on the injury. I've done MS clients and Parkinson's clients at, certain areas, and it's people who are training too, for sure. But 90 minutes seems to be the norm. When people are first getting massages, if they haven't had massage in a while, I compare it to like a chiropractor. You go once a week for 4 weeks kind of deal, and then you ease off, just simply because you'll see the results much faster.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't advocate this before because I'm really conscious of people's benefit levels and making sure they're using what they have. But we did a test, and I had a new client, hadn't had massage in a while, and she wanted one once a week for 4 weeks. And then we did once a week for once every 2 weeks for another 2 months. And the results, she said, were much better than she would have got if she did once a month. She saw the benefits faster. So someone who's like, massage, they're kind of skeptical. That was tangible proof that having that, and then once you get to it, it's like just maintenance, like you said, right? So here's an example of maintenance. So no matter where you are in the Rocky Mountains, you'll be hiking. I don't care how great of a hiker you are. You'll definitely get past, you'll be whipped by like a 90-year-old Norwegian or Japanese. Like you're standing still. And you may be the great shape of your life, but you have these people that just whip by you like you're standing still. They're like 90. But in there, they're very proactive. So they get facials, chiropractors, naturopaths are part of as simple as common as getting groceries. It's like, it's a no questions expense. It's their life. So by taking that culture, looking at them, what are we doing wrong, right?
Yeah.
So
Well, I know when we were in like Europe, we were like, oh, the Alps. We just saw these ski hills. We're like, and we had just learned to ski. But of course, Rocky Mountain skiing is way different than skiing in Quebec, upstate New York versus the Alps. So went to this like chocolate shop in whatever country it was, I can't remember, Switzerland, and I'm like, oh, all their businesses open at like 1 p.m. to set, like it's all afternoon, evening, and we're like, oh, and the lady, she's like, oh man, that was a great day of skiing, and I'm like, oh, so you go skiing in the morning? She's like, every single day I go skiing in the morning, and she's like, I just wake it, she's going up the chairlift, doing a bunch of alpine skiing, and then coming in, and she's like, she's like, the oxygen and this and this and this and this is like, wow. And then she told us how old she was, and it's like, okay, I've not met many, 70, 80-year-old active alpine skiers, because usually here, Western culture, they're quite fragile at that age. Yeah. I've got clients who, they tell me all their skiing stories from Banff and Norquay and whatever, like before chairlifts were built, and it was all T-bars up, and they don't ski anymore because they're just like, we've had so many, and it's like, well, I get, if you're only doing it 3 or 4 times a year versus daily, right?
Absolutely, yeah. You're there for
hiking, yeah.
So that's what I try to promote is, get it into the groove, and then maintenance is the key.
Okay, perfect. Well,
it boils down to quality versus quantity of life.
Definitely.
That's my thought for the day.
Perfect. Okay, well, Tracy, thank you for joining Magic Mike on YYC Business Speed Dating.
Magic Mike.
My cousin told me to call myself that, and I'm like, perfect, because it shows up. Oh my
goodness!
Because now my wife searches. What did she do? She made a comment on YouTube, and then the ad for Magic Mike XL, because that's a new movie coming out. So she's like, you're gonna show up in search terms with people. I'm like, I just have to get my content up. So
thank you for watching season 2, episode 12 of Business Speed Dating with MagicMike.com. Today's guest was Tracy Cornett, a registered mobile massage therapist. Her business is synergywellness.ca, and she has products listed for sale on her website. Please check it out.